Hey,
welcome. Nice to see you. How are you doing today?
good. How about you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So, what brings you in today?
Well, I have very, very bad trust issues, and that affects me a lot. Yeah,
Okay. So, what do you call trust issues? Why would you say you have trust issues?
because every time I trust somebody with something or a problem, it ends up going bad. Like they either leave or they just rude, all that stuff.
What do you think makes them act that way?
I don't know. Like I guess they don't want to associate with me no more. Basically, that's what you can call it.
Okay. So, how does that make you feel when those actions take place?
I get a whole bunch of mixed emotions. I be mad because it's like I tell you something and I tell you don't tell nobody and I
Mhm.
trust you with something and then when things go wrong, they say they act and they
Mhm.
they say everything that they said they wasn't gonna do. Like they just not trustworthy.
Okay. So, are there any people that you would say that you do trust? And why do you trust them?
God,
Okay. Why do you say you trust God?
because He never fails me. He never fails me. Every time I trust a lot of people, they fail me or things just don't go right. But God never fails me.
So, who are, so to speak, the people that you may not trust? Who are those
A
type of
lot of
people?
friends. I
Like,
don't
like what are they? Close friends, best friends? Some people you just know they became friends, or people you've known a long time.
people.
Who are they?
Some people that I just either like I just know like at the beginning of the school year, and we've been cool through the first year, through the beginning of the year. Some close friends, people that you really hang out with, stuff like that.
Okay. Can you think about for a second maybe some of the things or situations you tell them that they do that make you not feel like you can trust them? Can you think about that?
Like if I tell them some some sad things that have happened before, or things that I told that I've been through and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell them that, they're there for the moment, but then further down the line, like I'm always there for them and stuff like that. Like when they having boyfriend issues, family issues, stuff like that, I'm always there for them. But when it's
Mm-hmm.
my time to tell them
Mm-hmm.
what's wrong with me, they not there for me. So it's like they just using me. And I don't feel like I feel like if you my friend, you should just
Mm-hmm.
be my friend and be there for me the same way I'm there for you, not
Right.
just being 50-50 with me. You just that's just fake to me. That's why I don't trust nobody. You don't know who you could trust nowadays. How the world's set up now, you don't know who you could trust. It could be somebody that you would never think doing something to doing something. I only got like one true friend, Reagan. But yeah, that's really the only one I really hang out with. Cause nowadays you can't. Yeah, the ones like the ones. There's a saying like the one that the one that you would think doing something be the main one behind the trigger pulling it.
Mm-hmm.
And you think they just snakes and stuff. You don't know who to trust nowadays. You got people may not like me and be like, "Oh girl, don't mess with her," and then they'll probably listen to that. And be like, "What's wrong with her?" I'm not saying nothing happened like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it's probably what they go through. That's probably what they think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care if you're my friend or not, because at the end of the day, I have God in my family, so it don't even matter to me.
Okay. So, would you say has that affected your life in any way? And if it has, can you think about how and why it has affected your life if it has?
Yeah, cause it affected me a lot, cause the same routine. Sometimes you have that same routine with that person. Like you get up, you text them, and you used to talking to them every single day and stuff like that. And they're there to make you laugh, they're there to make you laugh, like friends type of stuff. And then one day something happens, and the same routine don't work again. So it kind of affects you. It kind of makes you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, dang, it make you hurt a little bit that your friends would do that to you. But at the end of the day, you really gotta realize life is short. I don't gotta sit here and worry about anything like that. I'm happy I woke up. I'm happy that family is still around. Happy that I'm living on this earth. So it's like that. I mean, But yeah, when you have that same routine with that person, talking to them, telling them stuff, and then they just leave, that's
Mhm.
just, and then they go off, and then when you know the person that they are, right?
Right.
Like you know who they are and who they tell you they are and stuff, and you see their actions. But once y'all go off and they with another friend, they act completely different, and then when you come around, they act like they don't know you, stuff like that. And they have a completely different personality when they with somebody else. They act different. That's fake to me. So I'm just like, if you not, I just don't half mess with me. If you fake mess with me, just don't mess with me at all. Cause that's just dumb. If you don't want to be my friend, then don't. I'm not begging nobody to be in my life. Cause I
Mm.
only God. So
Okay. When do you notice in the process that you can't trust that person? When is it in the process that you notice that you can't trust them?
when it's certain situations like if something was to happen, I'm not saying everyone is perfect because nobody's perfect but God. But I'm just saying like one everybody that has friends, they're gonna have an argument every once in a while. And when you get it's like sometimes when you get in an argument with a friend or whatever, they either they either talk about there's two different type of friends. You either got that friend that's real friend, like a real friend that's gonna if y'all get into an argument, y'all gonna y'all gonna come back, y'all gonna talk about the problem and try to
Mhm.
overcome it and accomplish it. Or you have that second friend that's just gonna throw dirt on you when you angry you talk about why you did this and that and you be like it don't matter and they throw dirt at your name and they talk about your past and to make you mad. And that's the type of friend you don't want to mess with. You want that friend if y'all mad, y'all gonna bounce back the next day and just be like,
Okay.
I don't know why we even fought. It's something small. It's our friendship is more than just this, and we can get past it. And you get past it, and then you just go on how you really was, and you got the other friend that who's mad, and then they'll start throwing dirt on you, and then they'll go onto social media, tell your business, and I mean nobody really told my business because I ain't got no business to tell, but they just start, man, you shouldn't mess with that person because they do this and that. I used to mess with her. All that different type of stuff. Like if you're my friend, just be my friend. Like I don't need to worry about you throwing dirt on my name and talking about my mama and my family stuff like that. If you my friend, if you really know the true color of people when people are mad because they either real with you or they just gonna be fake and just say fake stuff.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's just take a deep breath for a second and just think about everything that you said and how it affected you. So let's try just taking a deep breath and breathing in and breathing out and then moving from that point. So we're gonna do like a little relaxation um, and mindfulness method. Just taking a deep breath and then just reflecting and then once you just sit and just think about what you said for 10 seconds. So try to do that for about 10 seconds and then just think about it and where you are in life. Okay. So now we're going to refocus a little bit back on what you said,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of more make decisions on what you said. You already told me it's affected your life. So now we're going to move forward a little bit into what you're going to do about it now, making decisions. So, what decisions do you think you should make about what you just told me previously about your trust issues?
I pray a lot, but if things get out of hand and they stay doing the same stuff, that makes me want to fight. I'm not even playing. It makes me want to fight, and I get mad, and I know that's I'm letting the devil get to me, and it shouldn't be that way. But some things you just gotta let people know that you're not playing,
Okay, so why would you want to fight?
cause that's where I get my frustration out. When I fight, that's just me getting my frustration out. Like I don't just talk, I just do.
So, is the problem solved after you fight, or does the problem come back?
No, once it's solved, it's solved. I mean, cause I remember I fought before, and then they said sorry to me. So I mean, they was like, "I'm sorry." I'm the type of person if I fight, I'm not gonna. We did, we did. I don't care.
But how do you know the problem is solved? You say the problem is solved. What do you call the problem is solved?
Like we move on. Like the problem is solved. Like if I fight you, you get on my nerve, and if it gets to that point, like I'm not just the type of person if I see you anymore that I'm fight. No, but if you talking bad on me, and you was my friend talking bad on me and all that type of stuff, and you being fake and stuff like that, that just makes me want to fight. And if I mean, I'm a type person to keep on talking about it afterwards. Once I fight you. I'm just moving on with it. Like we could probably still be friends afterwards, but I'm just getting my frustration out. I mean, I'm not gonna be friends with you, but
Okay, have you thought about what would happen if you were to fight somebody and that wasn't the end of it? What if something else would come from it? What if they got the law involved and everything like that? Would you still consider fighting one of your problem solving techniques?
mm, if the law, I mean, nowadays people should know what they're getting into. If you down to fight, just like I'm down to fight, you should know there ain't no law getting involved. That's just how it is. If you get law involved, that just means you're scared. But you should just still be. You should still just fight. If you say if you down to fight and you talking like you want to fight, then just do it. Then you should know what you get into. And the only
Okay,
reason they gonna get the law involved unless they get beat up pretty bad. But I mean, I don't even do all of that stuff. Type
okay.
of stuff.
Because actions speak louder than words. And so sometimes you have to be careful
Mhm.
with what you do and how you do it. So, with everything you just said, would you give that same advice to someone you love that you cherish, like maybe a niece or a nephew or someone younger than you? Would you give that person the same exact advice that you just told me?
Yeah, I'll just be like at first I'll just be like, pray about it and stuff like that and let it go. But if they keep bouncing, let God handle it. But when they keep antagonizing you and just keep on bugging you, and it's just the point where if they not gonna leave you alone and they gonna keep bothering you, then you need to show them what you about.
So, if you fight, would that be God's way of saying, you said you want God to handle the things for you,
Mm.
but if you fight, is that letting God handling it, or are you jumping before Him and doing something? Do you believe in violence, kind of thing? Because fighting is in tune with violence. So do you believe in violence, so to say? Why do you believe in violence?
I mean, I'm really like shooting people and nothing like that.
Well, no, but violence, when you look at it, violence is all the same. I mean, some is higher than others, but violence has one category. Whether you're fighting them or, like you just said, shooting or whatever, violence is in one category. So, whatever you do, you may say that person is, so to say, they're scared. You said earlier why they would bring the law into it or anything like that. Sometimes they may be scared. They may feel like they have to protect themselves. How would you feel if the roles were switched? If you brought the law into it because you just felt scared, you feel like you couldn't do anything anymore, and that person just kept wanting to fight. How would you feel about that?
Like, can you repeat that?
If the roles were switched and you said people are bring the law into things because they are scared, but what if that person really is scared? What, they could be going through something in their life that you have no idea of what they're going through. What if they really are scared and they want to get the law involved? How would you feel if that was you?
Well, I know if I'm going through something, I understand, but I know if I'm going through something, I'm in my family doing something, I'm going through something, I'm not gonna take it out on nobody else. That's just how it is. And if you something's wrong with you and your family, you could just tell me instead of getting at me and yelling at me and taking your anger out on me, because I ain't did nothing to you. Like, I ain't do nothing to you, so you shouldn't be trying to get at me. You should be trying to fix the problem instead of creating more problems. So I mean, I wouldn't get the law involved, because I mean I wouldn't even go down that road of even getting at that person if knowing that I'm hurt. If I'm hurt, I'm just gonna talk to God about it. I'm not gonna sit here and get at somebody else.
Okay.
I'm only gonna come for you if you come for me, because I'm always chilling. I'm chilling doing my thing. But if you barking at me a certain way, if you feeling froggy, then jump. That's all I meant. I mean, that's just how it is. I ain't gonna bring no law involved though.
So if something ends up happening past that violence, you do realize, would you say that you will be responsible? That you're responsible for your own actions?
Mhm.
So, with that being said, you mentioned God, you mentioned fighting and things of that sort. Do you think the problem after all that is still going to be solved if all that takes place?
It's gonna be. I mean, you.
Because you don't know that person. You don't know. what life may bring is the thing. You don't know what may take place. So violence, sometimes violence is not the answer in scenarios. Violence is not the answer. There's a way that you can just talk about it or just leave it alone, kind of thing. If you say you give your problems to God, part of it being is He doesn't believe in violence, kind of thing. If you're gonna give it to Him, it's kind of like, do you think you should just let Him do what He has to do, pray on it, see what comes from it, instead of fighting first?
Mhm.
Do you believe in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's work on that a little bit. You said you want to pray to God, talk to Him, see how you feel after that. Take a deep breath when you have to. That could be your homework for you. When things get heated, remember what you prayed and what you did, and just take a deep breath. And you can count to 10, and you could say something throughout the day like, um, God, I need you. Protect me from what I'm doing. Something like that. You know what I mean? So that can remind you that God's kind of like pulling you back, saying, don't turn to that just yet. You know what I mean, kind of thing. So a good homework could be, and you can tell me if you feel like this is okay or if it's not. You can see how your day reflects on or how the situation changes when you do apply that homework into your whole life. Instead of using violence, you can, when you feel like you can't trust anybody or anything, you said somebody you trust is God. Do you trust any of your family members or anything like that? So you could talk to one of them. Something happens, you can easily call them on the phone. Or if they're not available, you can call and talk to God, like you're talking to Him, and just have a conversation. So throughout the day, you can practice doing that just before something takes place. Just practice talking to God and talking to your family, practicing for that situation before it comes, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I always talk to my family. They play a big role in my life. I love them.
How would you feel they would feel about what you said about the whole violence thing and all that you told me today? How honestly do you think they would feel or take on what you said?
Well, my dad, I talked to him about a lot of the stuff. Sometimes what he says is, I don't raise no punk. That's what he said. He said, don't turn to violence as quick as possible, but try to solve it. But if they keep on attacking you, you gotta defend yourself in your way. He can't do it because bring your parents. You can't have your parents do everything and your family do everything for you. You're gonna have to grow up and be by yourself eventually. So he says, do what you have to do, but just make the smart decision. But you have to defend yourself. If they come and fight you, fight.
So would you say violence is the only way of you defending yourself? That's the only way, outside of anybody trying to fight you, because that's a little bit different. But you trying to initiate a fight is way different. Because previously, what you said was something of, you said you communicated about how you're not a punk and all this other stuff, and you initiated, so to say, you communicated that violence is what you would turn to, is what you said previously. That's what you would turn to, and you would just do it. So that is initiating something.
Like, I do talk to them. I'll talk to a lot of my, like, if I do want to fight, I talk to them first. I talk to the people at first about it. Be like, why are you tripping? This is not that big of a deal. But once they start, when I be like, we could just talk this out, they be like, nah, nah. And they start doing something. And so now when they want to be turned for a different reason, I don't know who they in front of or something. Because I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know my friends. They not even like that. But when they in front of somebody, they probably showing out for their friends. So if you're gonna show out in front of your friends, after I just said we could just speak on it, friend to friend, just speak on it, just be done with it. But they wanna be show that they hard or whatever. So then that's when I'm like, all right, if you want to show that you hard or whatever, even though I just told you we could just be chill and you doing more and doing the most. That's when I like that.
Have you thought about, it doesn't matter what people say, because at the end of the day, it's your life. You're going to live it, and it's only going to affect you. So have you thought about just walking away and say, hey, I'm not going to deal with y'all. I'm too grown for this. Violence and fighting is not the answer. That's not the godly thing to do. Let me just walk away. Have you thought about that? Just walking away. Just because violence really doesn't prove anything. It just proves that you can get hurt. So have you thought about just walking away? It doesn't have to act like, oh, I'm not no punk and all that stuff. You can just move on. Have you thought about just moving on and just working on yourself and say, hey, I want to be a better person. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I thought about it a lot. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay, so let's work on that homework, and we'll talk in the next session about how that homework worked and how it has affected you. Does that sound okay?
Mhm.
Okay, well, I thank you and I appreciate your
Thank
time,
you.
and I'll see you in the next session.
All right.